What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and we have a very rotund student finding out as he gets caught acting the fool, caught acting the way that his teachers asked him to do, and more far-left activists basically infiltrating these schools and getting the kids to take on ICE. And we have two different chubsters here that are now in big trouble, and it's just unfortunate. You know, I don't know if it's just absentee parenting or if the programming is just too strong to like overcome all of this, you know, this constant onslaught of propaganda. But these students need real life repercussions. The teachers who are, you know, essentially, you know, activating them, encouraging their behavior, they should be fired, especially when it's government funded. Like, my tax dollars are paying these teachers to radicalize students. By the way, I moved all my gaming news over to Unsleeve Media. I upload probably 2 to 3 times a week there with whatever gaming news is going on. I just kind of don't really do it enough on this channel anymore, but it's still important to me. So if you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe. I'll leave it linked in the description. Far left activists radicalizing high school kids to take on ICE, young suspects in agent attack pictured. Far-left activists are now radicalizing high school students to take on ICE as cops hunt 2 youngsters who attacked a federal officer, the California Post now can reveal. Dare to Struggle SoCal is urging kids to skip class and rebel against agents across major West Coast cities. It comes just a day after an ICE worker was hit by a rock and had to be rushed to the hospital when officers faced off against up to 500 teenagers outside of LA Metropolitan Detention Center. And again, these kids, we have another obese young kid getting, you know, sucked in, ruining his life. It's not hard to, you know, get these kids to do what you want them to do. As a teacher, you're in a position of authority, you know, they respect you, they look up to you. It's particularly egregious that they abuse that position and decide to, you know, radicalize these kids, and then, of course, get them to ruin their own lives. Dare to Struggle SoCal says its aim is to crush ICE and end mass deportations across the U.S. by radical action in Southern California. Here's one of the suspects, one in connection with attacking an ICE officer. Masterminds have mobilized across social media with pamphlets being shared to call for help to melt ICE and smash the mass deportation machine. California State Superintendent Sonia Shosh claimed that the teachers' unions were also involved in the very same plot and slammed the use of kids as pawns. You're going to see I'm going to show you a clip later that's basically the perfect example of this. A sickening message showed Dare to Struggle SoCal social media pages mocking the injury to a law enforcement officer who was seen with blood running down the side of his head, calling it a little scratch. Here's another kid. One image the group shared, a cop brandished a taser with the caption, "This was one of the pigs who threatened students with tasers at the federal building, FDHS." Ahead of Friday's protest, one flyer with Dare to Struggle logo on advertised a national school walkout, adding, "It's time to rebel against ICE." Again, this is funded by your publicly funded schools, your principals, your teachers. The people who are supposed to be looking out for these kids are using them as violent attackers and pawns while they stay back. It named 6 schools across the downtown area that said they were taking part in the protest, telling students to meet at the federal building at 2 p.m. Oh, isn't that during the school day? I'm pretty sure that's during the school day. I'm pretty sure that's in the middle of the school day. 2 p.m. on a Friday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a school day. After the demonstration, another pamphlet the group released said, across LA County, over 500 students from 24 schools walked out defying hostile administrators. What are you talking about? The schools are supporting this. The schools are supporting this crap, funding it, facilitating it, giving kids extra credit to participate in it, probably. Children are allowed to take 1 day off per year to take part in civic or political events in California, but they have to seek their school's permission first. Central District U.S. Attorney said they shared pictures of youngsters accused of tossing rocks and injuring ICE officers on Friday. It's unclear if they're directly related to Dare to Struggle. Of course they are. Of course they are. These, again, These are next generation's, you know, Summer of Love, super soldier. And these teachers aren't catching any charges. They're happy to let these kids completely destroy their lives. Like, completely destroy their lives by catching federal charges, being absolute morons. Half of our kids can't read or write or do math. Let the adults handle the protests. It hurts my heart that these parents don't even know what's going on. It's not peaceful. It's dangerous. We teach kids in schools about their constitutional rights, but this is not peaceful or friendly. The lawlessness that is being created by adults, unfortunately, the kids are being used as pawns. It's unfortunate to see adults allow this to happen. Why are the kids the ones on the front lines? Well, I mean, it's because that's what the left does. That's what the left does. Like, it's just, this is what they do. Then this is what happens, right? So now let's go to Chicago, where one of the, you know, wokest school districts are. Here we have a young Jeremy here, a young me, wearing a very nice polo, Ralph Lauren hoodie. Probably wasn't cheap, more expensive than the 4-year-old Carhartt I'm wearing. But, you know, here we go. Student at Lake Church High School punches another student for holding an I Love ICE sign during an anti-ICE protest. The student, Danny Spud, said, today's students at my high school in Chicago held an anti-ICE protest. I was the only one that decided to hold a sign that said, I love ICE. Instead of allowing to express my opinion, I was attacked just for standing up for law enforcement. I mean, I love seeing young Americans, you know, get involved. And this isn't even about like conservative media, you know, being a conservative. This is just being a good kid. 81,000 likes on this video. By the way, after thousands of threats on his life now, and people celebrating him getting punched for holding up a sign supporting ICE, he ended up getting banned from Instagram. Of course, another attempt to silence me, you know, and then he messages Mark Zuckerberg. Why is your platform signing? Redditors wish death on a high school kid because I held up a I support ICE sign. He should speed run the Charlie Kirk experience. That's what people on Reddit are saying. Douchebag boy poster, probably starting a Charlie Kirk fan club at the school. Okay. So what? Is he not allowed to do that? Is he not allowed to like? Is he not allowed to support Charlie Kirk? Well, I've got a video later today where some unhinged Karen called police on students starting a Turning Point USA, starting a conservative club at their school. The fact of the matter is, no, schools do not allow for diverse opinions. Schools do not allow for conservatism. Schools push exclusively not just liberalism, which would have been like a little less harmful, but it's far leftism. So let's look at this video.
We support ICE and law enforcement. I support ICE.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't know.
That's crazy, bro. I love it. So why can't he support him?
What's crazy about this?
Yeah, I'm going to punch you.
Oh, he's going to punch you. This is the kid that was always bigger than everybody else because he ate more, and the rage that he has.
Punch me?
Yes.
And you're gonna get in trouble for that.
Okay.
I like how he did why would you do that first? I'm gonna hit my own fist. He does it anyway.
Whoa. Chill out.
Right in front of police. Yeah, he's going to get arrested. By the way, all young patriots out there who are, you know, standing against these lunatics, allow me to give you some advice, Danny Spud. Press charges if you haven't. Make sure that this kid has it on his permanent record that he assaulted you. There has to be consequences.
Oh, bro. I stand for my beliefs. I'm gonna peacefully stand here and support my beliefs. I support ICE and law enforcement.
Peacefully fuck yourself.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's against school code. No swearing in the school.
And here come the police. Whoop, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da, bum, bump, bump.
They're on their way there right now. We also have students walking out of the building as well, starting their protest.
I support ICE and law enforcement. Am I allowed to stand here?
You are allowed to stand.
Okay. I'm allowed to have this sign too,
You're
like everyone
allowed
else?
to have
Okay.
part of- be part of the protest. In a
I just stand
moment.
for my beliefs, you know, like this is okay. We support ICE and law.
I mean, what I want to know is, was this rotund young man charged? I wonder if we have a different
You
angle
support
here.
ICE and
No, that's the same angle. This was Lake Zurich, not Chicago. The student that attacked him should be sued. Yeah, I mean, he should be. This is what's going on at these schools. Look at this. These are the schools.
Immigrants built this country!
No, they didn't. Settlers did. Immigrants did not build this country. Settlers did. Words have meanings. Look, you know, we can talk about slavery and all that kind of stuff. Slavery. We could talk about that, but none of these people crossing the border now, or their family members, or any member of their extended family, were part of original settlers here. Mine happened to be, but I'm not saying like I'm responsible for building this country, but immigrants did not build this country. Settlers did. Immigrants are the ones that come into this country right now and want free stuff. And they want to attack. But by the way, this girl later went on to assault her. And all she's doing is standing there with a Doge hat on.
I need to know what energy drink she's drinking. I need one.
Due process is a right, not a privilege. Yeah, it's a right for American citizens. These aren't Americans. You know, were the adult present as teacher? Yes, they were. Here's a teacher right here that was on site. These, you know, this chubster here belongs, you know, I don't know if he, you know, it looks like he did swing on him. Again, I promise not to indoctrinate your child. You can trust me. This is like the perfect meme. I just, you know, man, the pretty normal ones are always taken. Oh, she's got a wedding ring on. Yeah, I mean, again, bro, that's the slowest windup I've ever seen in my life. A snail could have moved quicker than that. Again, I don't care. You can protest, but you know what? Our tax dollars should not be supporting this stuff in the schools. And it is, quite frankly, and it's got to stop. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're informed by it. Make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.